Okay, I'm in the driveway here with two of my Saabs, both 92, 900 base model, non-turbo, and my 9000S. My 92 9000S, this is my newest acquired Saab, and I'm getting ready to take it on a little road trip. I'm going up to Maine, well, New Hampshire, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. Gonna go through kind of the long way around. Today I'm gonna go through a couple things which I probably should have done last week, and I'm not gonna be able to fix everything in time, so hopefully things won't go too badly. It does have a leaking water pump. The O-rings that go into the block are leaking, but not so seriously, but I was hoping to fix it, but I didn't get around to it. And it does have a little bit of an oil leak, so we'll see what we can do. But I'm hoping to do a few things today. I want to change the belt, and I have two tensioner pulleys. I don't have the tensioner. Tensioner seems to be in pretty good shape, but the belt I think I'm gonna change just for precaution measures. I don't know if you can see that. It's fairly worn. I think it's, well, probably pretty worn. I actually talked to I know the original owner, or the son of the original owner of this car, and I learned a bunch of information about it, which is kind of cool. I've had the car since April of this year, 2019, and it's been really good, and I've taken it on a few trips, like, maybe it was in upstate New York back in May, and I did about a 500-mile trip, which is, not too bad. And then I took it up to Boston. I went to Swedish Car Day last month, or a couple weeks ago, and that was really fun. That was really cool, and it was a good trip, and I had no issues with it. So, but this is going to be a big trip. This is going to be about 1,000 miles probably, or at least. So we'll see. We'll see how she does. Well, we ran into a little problem here already. I'm checking everything over for the big trip, and I found that, kind of surprisingly, that the water pump has a good amount of play in it, and I'm not really too happy about that. And I actually wanted to check these idlers mainly, and everything is pretty good. The power steering is a little, it's got a little wobble to it, but I'm not really much of anything. And this is fine, but this water pump, I don't know. I'm not liking it. So I called up CarQuest, and they're gonna bring me a new one in the morning, and I'm gonna take this one off here, because also it's leaking, and I think it might be leaking out of the bearing, because it's got a good amount of play in it. And I know it's also leaking on the O-rings, and I have the O-rings, so I might as well just do it. I think I can do it reasonably quickly. I'm not gonna mess around, and then I'll put on a new belt, and hopefully all will be well, so we'll see. Took the old idler pulley off, and it's pretty worn. I mean, might have some life in it, but I can hear I think it's a good quality one, but got this one, and it's nice. And the tensioner pulley I ordered, I'm not too happy with, because they sent me a Pro Parts instead of Euro Parts, which is what I think this one is that I took off. And this one doesn't really feel that much better than this. I mean, yeah, it really doesn't. This one feels pretty good. It's not like the idler pulley, which feels like it's shot, but I don't know. I'm not really even looking forward to using this one, so I might put this one back. Well, I took the water pump off and it had some play in it. I mean, I don't know how. I think it was probably due to be changed and it was leaking pretty badly, so I got it out. I took out the compressor and the bracket right there. It's not too bad of a job. Well, especially because this is a non-turbo, so it's actually pretty easy. And I'm working on cleaning up this outlet here, inlet for the water pump, and that needs to be pretty clean, and I think I have it decent. Spent some time trying to scrape off all the crud in there, but I don't know if it's going to be perfect, but hopefully it will be an improvement. Well, I got the replacement water pump. I have the pulley bolted up to it, and it's from CarQuest, and I don't think it's OEM quality. It's probably made in China. I don't know if it's Airtex or one of those pumps. Not really sure, actually. But hopefully it'll get me by for at least a little while. I'm just gonna go with it for now and hope for the best. And I think the only trouble, though, is I found this roller pin, something or other, where it bolts onto the engine, and I think I'm gonna have to take that off of there. So we'll see how that goes, because I can't seem to get it to. I thought it was up above enough that it wouldn't be in the way, but apparently it is. So I'm gonna try and take it off. Well, I managed to get the water pump replaced. Wasn't too bad. It was a little tricky getting that coupler right here into the block. You can see it. That's what was leaking. I don't think the O-ring into the block had been changed maybe ever, and it was pretty much disintegrated. So it was tricky getting it in there, and it was also, there was a lot of crud built up in that opening, and I cleaned it out the best I could, and it doesn't seem to be leaking. So also did an oil change, which kind of needed it, but it probably could have gone a little longer. But I'll have to top everything off. The wiper fluid is still leaking. I think I'm going to be stuck with the light on with that, but oh well. Well, I'm underway on my trip. I just pulled over. I've been driving for about an hour and a half, and I mean, I was a little worried about the car because it's a little clunky, and yeah, the motor mounts probably are due to be changed, and probably the control arms. But I gotta say, when I got out on the road, and I'm just on 2-lane road, but they're pretty open and straight, and this car is just so nice on these roads once you get it cruising, and it's running really well. So we'll see how it goes. It's been good so far. Well, I'm continuing on. Everything seems to be going well. I still have a ways to go. I have to get back on the highway. I've been taking too many back roads, but the car is driving good, driving really nice. So continue onward. Only issue I'm having is this wonderful trim piece will not stay in its home here. It just keeps falling out, and if I already super glued this once, and I feel like if I push it at all, it's just gonna shatter into a million pieces. So I'm gonna, maybe if I have some duct tape into the back, I might have to just duct tape it on there, because it's just, I think it's just gonna fall in my face or something and be the death of me here at this point. So I don't know. I know I need to keep going, but this is a really beautiful spot right here on this pull-off along the road. I'm glad I came this way, even though I'm losing a lot of time. It's really nice. There's an old Saab. Looks like it's been laid to rest. Poor thing. Well, we're here in North Conway, and I was interested to stop at this place because this is the Crest Auto World, and as you can see here, this car has their emblem. So at one point, this car was sold here as a pre-owned car. At some point, it was all the way up in 6 hours away from where I live, and now it's come back. Now it's back. So that's kind of cool. I don't know when it was here, but you can see the emblem has the same emblem. So this car has passed through here before at some point. It's just a neat little part of its history, I guess you could say. I think that's kind of cool. Well, it's about 6 o'clock. I found a really good campsite, and I kind of wanted to leave earlier, but it was so nice I decided to wait till it got light, but it's still pretty dark. Anyway, I'm gonna go have some breakfast.